Good morning, everybody. Just a couple things I have to clarify real quick. One, I'm only 17 years old. I've got people that are like, you're 23. I'm like, no, I'm 17. But secondly, I'm Martin. My dad's Martin, and my grandfather's Martin, so I'm the third. People get that confused, too. Call me Junior. I'm like, it's him. But and thirdly, I hear a lot of times when I hear testimonies, I hear people saying, like, they were at, like, rock bottom, the lowest of the lowest of the low, and then they had this revelation with God, and then it's just brought up, right? That's not me. I never hit rock bottom. I never got that far down. I grew up knowing about God, knowing like the idea of it, and so God has always actually been in my life, but for the longest time, he wasn't the center. It wasn't a relationship. It was do good things, do good works, get into heaven. It was like that. But that's not how it is. And so little background from where God brought me is high school. I started high school, I was messed up. I got a girlfriend freshman year who do not date at 14 ever. But got a girlfriend, started just like my entire freshman year and my sophomore year was about my flesh. It was about me satisfying me. I would go to church on Sundays, go to youth group on Fridays. Yeah, but it wasn't, but also throughout that, like there was these little moments, these little feelings where it's like, okay, God's there. I know he's real. But by junior year, I had pretty much completely given up on the idea of Jesus Christ, like, forgiving me. I didn't think it was possible. I'm like, no, I'm such a bad dude. I've done so much stuff wrong that there's just no possible way. But senior year, actually the end of junior year, we found out, my family and I, my dad's in the Coast Guard, we found out we were getting shipped here from Puerto Rico, which is like 16-hour flight, and it's crazy. But I was devastated. I was leaving my friends, leaving my family, leaving everything I knew, and I didn't want to have it. So we moved here, and on and off since 9th grade, I had been cutting myself. I had been just like, I was on a path of destruction. I never did drugs, I never drank, but I know now that if I had kept going where I was going, I would have been there. But God's like, hey, I got you, because we found out about One Love through friends, through people that we knew, and we showed up, and it's suddenly, hey, God loves you. He wants to be in a relationship with you. The rules, you broke them, he forgives you. And me, this little knucklehead 16-year-old, I'm just like, right. I didn't want to have it. I didn't believe it. I didn't feel it. But I got into the youth group, and the second week there, it was like Pastor Mike Archibald. He came up to me, and he's like, hey, where are you in your walk with the Lord? And so my answer, I'm kind of just like sitting on a bench looking down the road. God's over there. I'm just like here. And this guy, in love, just blatantly is like, no, you're backsliding. And I'm like, because that's not something you want to hear at 16. It's like, you're already messed up and confused, and then you hear somebody's like, no, you're just doing this wrong. And it's like, ugh. But looking back, I thank Mike. I do, because it got into my head. He started ministering to me. I started going to the youth more. I met Jesse. I met a bunch of other leaders, and it was just like, wow, this is real. This is Jesus. This is God. And like, God saved me from cutting. He took me from the path that I was going on, and like, I've got friends now. I met these two girls in my high school. I hated that high school. Ugh. It was just, the people there were all like swag and stupid and ugh. Sorry, I'm not a swag fan. But I met these two girls, Megan and Caitlin, who were just like both completely in love with God, but they were kind of dealing with the same thing I was. Like, we're teenagers, we're lost, we're confused, we're trying to get there. And then with them and with the friends that I made at the youth group, it's like we all just, whew, God just lifted us all up. And now I'm in college now, I graduated high school, and now I get to be a leader with the youth. I'm like, had you told me 2 years ago, hey, one day you're going to be a leader with the youth group, I would have been like, whatever. And I wouldn't listen. But now it's like I get to help out on Tuesday nights with the high school, and then Wednesday nights, they gave me a key to open the place. I have a key. But like, it's been such a blessing for me, because God is just, I've always had a passion for like helping people. I've always loved music, and God's using all that in my life to help out with the youth group, and it's just so amazing. I cannot thank him enough.
Dude, awesome job. Sorry I forgot about you.
No, it's okay, it's okay.